3, 4, 5, 6. You should be hearing me now. Good morning. December 15th, 2022. Get a confirmation here. 2022. There, I've got audio. And this is what, a Thursday? It's 9 o'clock straight up. Good morning, good morning, good morning. After a missed day yesterday. That was an accidental day off, and I was not even informed about it until the very last minute. Well, let's come over here and take a look. We've got some people in the chat room. Today's title, Windows Questions Answered Here, Windows Daily number 115. I have a list of topics. I will right-click up here and let's see, duplicate this tab and then drag it over to my monitor number 3. Come back over here and pop out chat. And I have quite a few topics for today. But I'm going to start with the explanation of the accidental day off yesterday. People saying hellos here, AVDVR good, accidental old age. You might be a definition. Tiffany Kemp told you I'd be here. Tiffany Kemp is actually one of our Fortnite players. And it's Latin. Latin is his name, playing Fortnite with us. So I know him. I'm going to make him a moderator when he comes in. He'll be in blue that you'll be able to recognize that he's somebody that I know. Then that's all of chat. So let's get back over here to camera 1. Accidental day off yesterday. And I was not even informed. I was all ready to go. It was 8:59. Just 1 minute away from broadcast. I was about to click on go live, and I looked over at the chat room and there was nobody there. I thought, oh no, what's going on? Why is nobody here? Is there something major going on in world news or something? Everybody's glued to their TVs trying to see what the news is. Is somebody playing a prank on me? Is there one of my competitor channels is on, so nobody's watching me? What's going on? And then I noticed the countdown timer that was scheduled for today, Thursday, instead of yesterday, Wednesday. Now that happened. My routine is after I finish the live stream, I schedule tomorrow's live stream. Apparently I forgot it. 40 minutes before showtime yesterday, I went to schedule the live stream. I'm clicking away, muscle memory, habits. When it gets to the point of choosing the date, I chose tomorrow. Because normally I would schedule a live stream after I end today's live stream, but this time I didn't do it. So here I was doing it by muscle memory. I scheduled it for the next day, and the show is actually 40 minutes from that time, and I didn't realize it. Well, one of the other Dougs, it was one of the other Dougs that scheduled that and didn't tell me, didn't inform me. So I'm the performing Doug. I'm the one that's here clicking the mouse button, sitting in front of the camera, taking all the heat. So that was my accidental day. I considered I could go ahead and stream now, but then I thought, well, everybody's gone off, they're doing other things. So, yes, Ken, I have considered Zoom on these dailies. And in fact, the first few times that I did the Windows Daily title, I had the Zoom open and ready to go, but then that's never had anybody come in, so I kind of dropped that. But today I've got a list of topics here. Now, 2 days ago was the last time I went live. I showed a list of things to talk about, and I'm going to focus on my list because there's not been questions that came up in chat. However, I got a question 1 minute before showtime. I got a question by a text message from Tony Wallow. So I'm going to handle Tony Wallow's question. However, there were 2 items here that were on the list for the stream 2 days ago that I forgot to get to. And one was about Windows updates. Intended to remind everybody that it's Windows Updates week. So if anybody contacts you saying their computer's not working right or something like that, you ask them if they if they have restarted their computer. And have them look down the bottom right corner. Is there any yellow or red dots indicating the computer needs to be restarted? If they say, yes, I've restarted my computer, make sure that they mean the same thing that you do. Because as I discussed on that last video, well, I think it was Tuesday, I had a client who said, yes, I've restarted the computer. And we spent 40 minutes trying to troubleshoot his problem. And it turned out the computer needed to be restarted. His definition of what restart means was different than mine. So click on the Windows button, click on the power indicator, and then click on the word that says restart to make sure they're restarting, not shutting down, not pressing a power button, not closing software and reopening it, but truly restarting the computer. Now, next topic that I missed on Tuesday was I recently received an Amazon gift card. And I neglected to say thank you for that. So let's see, I got to get back to the right screen here. Where is that? Over here. See, I got this email here from this character by the name of Ken Stout. Sent me this Amazon gift card. $50. Wow, what? Really? And then I click on this play button, and that takes me over to the Amazon presentation of it. Now notice I did not scroll down in that email where it shows the code that anybody could steal that Amazon gift card from me. And so it's got this thing here that plays, gives a little nice little tune. Let's hear this. Whoops, I got to unmute it. Start again. I hope I don't get a copyright violation for that. So here's what he says. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Yeah, okay. Friend, okay. I was going to say that's a little forward and presumptuous. Well, I'll take friend. He says, I cannot express my thankfulness to you. Really? Oh, I cannot express my thankfulness to you. I wonder why. Yeah, well, it might be that he's not thankful. That would be a reason for not being able to express thankfulness. It could be illegal where he is. I don't know. It's not illegal in California. It could be some emotional trauma from his childhood. Ken, you might want to seek therapy for that, counseling. I don't know what to tell you about that, my friend. I'll call you friend. You call me friend. I'll call you friend. I relish the banter we have between us, and I'm grateful for your support of the community and channel. Now, I relish the banter we have between us. Ken, is that plain pickle relish or sweet pickle relish? And depending upon your answer, I don't know if you like it or not. If you're saying you relish the banter, you might not like relish. You might hate relish. So I don't really know how you feel about the banter when you're using relish. I don't know. Then for your support of the community and channel. Okay, so all seriousness aside, Ken, eye contact here. Ken, my friend, I really prefer the relish that has mustard mixed in with it because that's just a whole lot easier to do on hot dogs. Okay, so let's move on. Windows Updates Week, and channel comments. I want to get to Tony's text message. Now, I'm not set up to put it on screen, and yes, I know how to do it. Whoops, wait a minute, where is it? Where is it? There was a message. Where did that come from? Oh, it was an email. It showed up on my phone, but it's an email. I better go take a look at chat and is everything's okay? No, nobody's telling me there's a problem with the show. Help me. That could help me. Yeah, I'm going to have to catch up with those chat comments later, but I may need to look over there to make sure there's nothing going wrong with the show that you can't, maybe you can't see me, maybe you can't hear me. So I want to get over to this email that came in from Tony Wallow just before going live. And it looks like I can display this because it doesn't actually show his email address. Sometimes it does. Gmail's funny that way. And I haven't actually read through this all the way yet. Good morning, Doug. I have an Intel 660p NVMe drive. I have a storage tool, but I'm not getting firmware updates. I'm not sure if anyone else is having issues. I can't find any software to update it. If can help, thanks. Okay, so I'm suspecting that he's referring to firmware updates for the Intel 660p NVMe drive. So I'll just take and do a Control-C after I highlighted that, Control-V into my address bar, which will do a Google search, and then I'll say firmware updates. And if somebody knows the answer to this in chat, go ahead and speak up in chat. Firmware versions for Optane solid-state drives. It's not Optane. It says 660p. I don't believe that's Optane. Intel SSD firmware update tool. So if I right-click, go to New tab there, and here's a download for SSD. Now, can we confirm that it's for the right one? This is Intel 660p. I'll just Control F and search for 660. It's not there. Download, record, installs version 4.0 of Intel SSD firmware update tool. So I guess the next question, Tony, have you done this? And I will go ahead and paste that into chat. Intel update tool. Is that a fair name for that? Firmware update tool. Yeah, Intel, let's see, Intel firmware. Intel, let's see, I think Intel sold their technology. Intel Drive Business was sold to SK Hynix. Cool, can't have it, no mustard. It's going back talking about the relish. That triggered off some comments. So that's all I got for now for Tony. Is he in chat? Yeah, there's Tony. So Tony, let us know if you've already done that or if you're going to try that. And we'll come back and see what next topic on my list is. Channel comments, and actually Lawn Dog first. Lawn Dog put comments on this scheduled video yesterday. Let's see if that still shows up. Where do I go for this? Oh, here. And then go into here. See if Lawn Dog's comments. Nope, Lawn Dog's comments that were yesterday did not show up here. We've only got comments showing here from this morning. So because of that, I took a picture of Lawn Dog's comments yesterday, 9:06 a.m. So the show he was expecting yesterday to start at 9 a.m. Haha, fooled you. And Doug. Fooled Doug. So are we skipping a day? I see the date for scheduling is the 15th. So if that's correct, but I guess I will have to show up tomorrow. Doug, if you see this before tomorrow, I'm looking for a tool to help transfer files and bookmarks, kind of like what Fab's Auto Backup does. I have a computer to set up and transfer files to. This is a picture. I keep doing this mouse wrong. I can do this manually, but I was wondering if anybody had some suggestive free tools that do the same thing. This is not an elaborate computer with a bunch of hidden stuff. The basics of transfer are all that I generally need. Looks like Fab's Auto Backup costs money these days. I do have my own copy, but it is very old, meaning around Windows 7 and XP days, so I'm not sure if it'll work. It would probably work for the things that are still done the same way, but maybe your Google Chrome and Edge favorites, things like that are done differently, so those probably won't work. But the user profile folders, or the documents folders, pictures folder, videos folders, those will probably work just fine. But I replied to him within a few minutes after his question. You can buy a Fab's Auto Backup 7 without the Pro designation for $1.07. Is that within your budget? I didn't say that. The non-Pro version is plenty sufficient for most people. The Pro version handles multiple user accounts on the same computer, transfers over a network and other stuff. The prices on the website are displayed in pounds, so you may not see the US dollars price. Now I have the tabs open over here. So here's Fab's Auto Backup, and it's showing the comparison between 4 of their versions. Here's Auto Backup 7 and here's 7 Pro. If we scroll all the way down, you find out that the first one and the third one are not sold anymore. So we're only looking between the second column and the fourth column to see the differences between these. Up here at the top is the only place that they're different. So it's only these 5 things that you lose by getting the non-pro version. Back up several user profiles at once. You're probably not needing to do that. You can, if you have multiple profiles on the source computer, you can do them one at a time. But Pro lets you select multiple user accounts that are on the drive and back them all up at the same time. So you're doing one computer. The non-Pro is going to be fine. Backup from another attached hard drive. Restore multiple users at once. Works from Windows PE mode. And direct transfer from old hard drive. Those are the only differences. Now, when you go to try to buy it, if we come over here and now, notice this is Auto Backup 7 Pro, so we don't want that. We're in this Home and Office section. They don't use the words Home and Office out here, but that's what it is. So I click Buy It, and that takes you to this screen. So it's showing the price in pounds. If you take that, I highlighted over that, Control-C to copy it, come down here to the Windows search field and paste it, and it does the conversion for me. I don't have to ask for a conversion. I don't have to go to a website to convert currency. Just paste it in the Windows search bar down here in the bottom left corner, and it tells us it's $1.06 US. So then click to add to cart. Goes into the cart. Click proceed to checkout. And then still showing in pounds. I didn't find any place to change it to US currency. Get into here, still showing as pounds. Let me see if I can get to a point where it shows as no, that wants me to do a password and set up an account. So I'm not gonna go through all that now. That's far enough on there because I have more stuff on my list. Oh boy, oh boy. So that was Lawn Dog response, and it did in the past. Lawn Dog, Fab's Auto Backup used to be free in the past, but now apparently $1.07. I would suggest you spring for it. Maybe you got a reason why you can't. I don't know. Your mom won't let you borrow the credit card? No, just kidding. Let's come over here to channel comments. That's the next thing on my list. Try to get to channel comments. For those of you who might be new around here, what I do every day, Monday through Friday on the Windows Daily, is try to respond to questions that come to me in video comments or in chat room, by email, or any other way that people reach out to me. Starting at the bottom down here, Ran Israel, regarding BitLocker, this is a response to, well, let's see, Windows Daily number 113, when we had some conversation about BitLocker. Make this bigger, shall we? Control plus sign makes it bigger. From Ran Israel, regarding BitLocker versus device encryption, because I was talking about in Windows 11, you can be using device encryption, which is built into Windows 11, or BitLocker. Now, device encryption is based on BitLocker, somehow uses elements of BitLocker, but it's not full-fledged BitLocker. So there's some really good comments that Ran Israel gave us here to really summarize the key differences. I just love the way he worded this. Regarding BitLocker versus device encryption, there are several key differences. If you have multiple drives, BitLocker allows you to choose which drive you want to encrypt. With device encryption, it's all or nothing. Now, pay attention to device encryption. It's not drive encryption, device encryption. And this is a really good comment here. Device encryption is going to encrypt your entire device. So, multiple drives. If you have multiple drives, it's encrypting all of them, apparently. I haven't done it. I haven't seen it myself. Do that. BitLocker supports additional management features such as group policy or Active Directory integration. So in a corporate environment where you're using Active Directory, you very certainly would want to be using group policy and Active Directory in order to manage BitLocker. So you're not going to want to use device encryption, and that would be, you'd be using the Pro version of Windows 11 or Windows 10 in order to do that. Device encryption does not let you use group policy or Active Directory. These were great comments. Thank you, Ran Israel, for... I don't know if you had other reason to do this research, but I am really glad to have this. BitLocker supports but doesn't require a TPM. So the TPM module, it's a famous thing in Windows 11 that everyone was upset about, that Windows 11 was requiring that you have TPM. You can use BitLocker without having TPM. Device encryption with Windows 11 requires that you have TPM. BitLocker does not require a Microsoft account to back up the encryption key. Device encryption does. Now, device encryption, as I understand it, will store your encryption key in your Microsoft account and in the TPM module. The TPM module or the TPM device on your Windows 11 computer has the capability of storing the encryption key. And BitLocker isn't available on home editions. Now, something else, I think he tells, no, I don't see it. Device encryption does. With BitLocker, you can select where you want to store the encryption key, including storing it in the TPM of the computer. So this was some great stuff, Randy Israel. Thank you. Then, so I'll click thumbs up and heart on this. I'm going to get to chat towards the end of this. Ken Stout, I have the redirect scheduled to go to his site anyway, even though he wasn't able to express his thankfulness. I've made an appointment with my therapist about that. I don't know. It might take some time to get over it. I actually wanted to buy that. Let's see. This was, Big Beast Build. Look at that. I kept this comment on there. I read it previously. I already did thumbs up and hearts on the other comments that I didn't need to read into today's Windows Daily. But Kevin Russell wanted to buy the Big Beast Build. I wonder how serious he was in that desire. That's fun and fascinating to know about. I wasn't alone. I'm glad you weren't trying to outbid me on it. Alambi 727. Now this was back Xfinity Comcast speed slower than advertised. I know this video is old and you guys may have already solved the problem, but like some of your comments here. By the way, if you're putting in comments in chat that you want me to see, put it in orange. I will catch it before the end of today's stream because Ken doesn't have to start exactly 9:30. All right. I was trying to think of a snappy remark to add to that and didn't settle on something. So moving on. You've already solved the problem, but like some of your comments here, I agree that you may want to check the Ethernet cable. Also in our home, we are running Cat 8 Ethernet cable, which can handle gigabit speeds. Before then, we was using the Cat 6, which we were having trouble with internet speed. Now, don't be thrown. Cat 6 does gigabit just fine. But I have not done anything with Cat 8 Ethernet cable. So I just took a quick look at that. And instead of pasting that, I'm going to go back here to Windows Daily for December 15th because I saved that bookmark because I wanted to show it. I stumbled across this. This is really nifty. I'm going to go paste this into chat. Let's bring chat back up. Ethernet cables. And if you want this as a resource, because I thought this was great, it tells Cat 5 100 megahertz, megabits frequency. Isn't that megabits? 100 megabits. So I guess it's 1-on-1 correlation megahertz versus Mbps. Cat 6 showing 10 gigabit for full 328 feet. So Cat 6 does the gigabit just fine. Then there's Cat 7. It's a proprietary cable, not for us in network communications. And Cat 8, 40 gigabytes up to 78 feet, 25 gigabits per second. Sorry, I've been saying gigabits per second. And from 100 to 328, let's see, 25 gigabits from 100 feet, from 100 feet to 328. And then Cat 8, wait a minute, Cat 8 provides the same 10 gigabits per second as Cat 6A. I think I'm reading this wrong. I think it's over, from 100 feet to 328. it slowed down. Yeah. So you can see the different comparisons there. So that was a nice reference to have. And then this HP not turning on, David Clayton. David, yeah, so this would mean that you've done the CMOS battery and you've reset everything else. The next thing is that the motherboard probably has problems. And one of our participants on this channel, please put it in chat if you can guide me to, let's see, no, it was in a chat comment. It was in a, when somebody in our community recently got the motherboard repaired, somebody that does component level repairs on motherboards, used a heat gun or heat measuring tool and found the components that were overheated. I think that was Tuesday, wasn't it? That was just Tuesday's show. Can I find that? I'll go to my channel. I'll go to youtube.com/LWTDB. And I think it was in Monday's show. So if I go to live and then go to, Tuesday's show. Tuesday was the 13th. And so that would have been the show number 114. If I scroll out here, was it somebody in chat? I don't remember where it was. I don't know. I'm going to have to move on. I'll try to give a better response to that person. Let's go back to chat, see if you're telling me where that was. Nest Pro, let's see. No, nobody's giving me that answer. I'll have to go look that up. So I got Lawn Dog, I got the channel comments, and then Lawn Dog regarding fabs, got that. And then let's go look through today's chat, see if there's any questions. So in orange are hellos. So in the morning, kind of looking at the others that are non-orange. Maybe I've missed it, but have you considered Zoom on one of these dailies? I already responded to that. Your internal personalities don't communicate with each other, can cause problems in the world with both participants. For those of you who are new around here, if you don't know, there are multiple Dougs that I have to deal with. And sometimes some of them drop the ball. And that one that's scheduled, today's show was supposed to be scheduled for yesterday. He just messed up and he didn't tell me about it. Mine needs to be restarted. I just haven't got around to it. That would have been about the Windows updates. This was information about TPM. Go take a quick look at that. So people are aware of what this is. Oh, that's a pretty long, it looks pretty long to get through. And then come back to chat, but a good resource to have, of course. I'm cheap, sorry. Oh, that might have been about why he's not willing to go get therapy. Sweet relish he's using, not the mustard relish. Well, okay, I'm not sure if you're going to stay on my friend list. Lawn Dog says I'll look into that document. I researched TPM a few times. Mustard, no mustard for me, can't have it. Actual ISO document that the TPM standard is based on. So that has all the technical details of it. And Gary's been very involved with technical details, I think, for a lot of those various standards from IEEE. Jeff Ryman, the Intel Drive business was sold. I think Intel sold their technology. That's where the firmware update is. Tony says he did use that, didn't work. Is there a reason why you think that you need an update? Maybe there is no other update, or did it not install? It says I have a drive, I have a storage tool, but I'm not getting any firmware updates. You shouldn't be getting frequent updates. I don't think on NVMe drives we expect to get frequent updates. Why do you think you're missing an update? Or do you? Yes, it didn't work. Let's see, that's question marks was to get my attention. $7 for non-pro. I used the pro version from Greg. Of course you do because you're a pro. From Lawn Dog to Greg. Jim, Chrome is a pain in the ass. Well, I can't pain in the backside. My Doug, you didn't catch that quick enough. When it comes to transferring to another machine, you have to manually export passwords and manually import them on the new machine. Yeah, is that even if you're I think Fab's Auto Backup does the passwords, doesn't it? Let's see. We'll do Control F on this page and type passwords. Safe in Password Manager. Let's see. NurseSoft, mail passwords, web passwords. What does this say about Chrome? Chrome bookmarks profile. Does it not do passwords? And I just haven't realized that. Now that I've come across that, now that Jim makes that comment, I'm kind of thinking I've had people call me back about passwords, and I've gone back and manually exported them and imported them. That seems like Fabs ought to be able to come up with a way to do that. Remember, I'm kind of retired when it comes to doing computer repair. I just have some very loyal customers I deal with. I don't want to get involved in a lot of expense for software. $7, really? Is that what we're calling a lot of expense? I guess there's other things, but yeah. So if somebody else has an absolutely free version, maybe offer that up. I did it in the past. Actually, Chrome has or actually use that old version that you have. Try it. See how it goes. Actually, Chrome has a flag that you can enable to allow exporting them to CSV that will allow you to and then import. Yeah, well, that'd be part of the process for exporting them. A flag. All right, so if I go over here to Chrome, let's see, get to the right place. Which one of these? If I come over here to Chrome, I'm pretty sure I can get into here without exposing anything, and then go into autofill, and then password manager. And then is it in here for exporting? On-device encryption, check passwords, create, save, manage passwords, offer to save passwords. Where was it? It has to be on export somehow, right? Oh, that's what I get for trying to go here on the fly and show where it is. Is it in password manager? Maybe it's not. For exporting passwords to CSV. Yes, all right, so Chrome, export, passwords. Probably recognize it when I get here. Autofill password manager, click at the top right of the list of saved passwords and select export passwords. Top right of the list of saved passwords. Top right of the list of saved passwords. A question mark? No. Where is it? Are you yelling at me in chat where it's at? Get down here. Don't see it offhand, and I lost where I was at. Well, oh, password man, it said top left, right? Doug, learn your right from left. It's one of the other Dougs. No, it says top right. I was at the right place, but no, I don't see anything there for exporting. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, how quick can I get to it? 1Password can import your passwords from Chrome. Export your data, Chrome menu settings, password manager, 3-dot menu, top right of the list of, top right of the list of saved passwords. That's what I did wrong. Come down here to the list of saved passwords here. The 3 dots, there it is, export passwords. Jeez. Doug, you took too long doing that. I'm gonna have to dock him. Where was I at? Intel, Wasabi, $7, something. 10 pounds would be $10.60. Well, how come when I did that paste down here, it showed up $7? Right? 10 pounds right there. Oh, €1 oh, I'm sorry. All right, it's $10. I stand corrected. He messed up again. No, it was that one. It was that Doug. Yeah, ever since I found out, I thought, really? $6? All right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, now I understand frugal. That's all right. Let's see if we can find something else. All right, so let's see. How about we go over here? Free software like Fabs Auto Backup. See what we get here. Fabs Auto Backup, Fabs Auto Backup, Data Crab, Windows Backup Utility. Let's see, DX7. You can get a deal on DX7 through one of Carrie's promos, I think. Fabs Auto Backup, Maximum PC. Google Book Result. That doesn't sound like it would be on target for us. Nope. How quick. Fabs Auto Backup. Fabs Auto Backup. Download backup software for Windows for free. Discover latest backup software. Hotmail backup tool. Windows useful utilities. I'm not seeing here anything that jumps out at me, but that's where you would go. Find it. All right. Thankful for the input, he says. Point you have to go through that. I can copy Firefox passwords to another machine without doing a CSV export. I'll never use BitLocker from Caddy Start. I thought I made you a moderator already because you've been around here enough. Look, Caddy Start, if I'm remembering the right pronunciation. Stay on Chrome. Article definitely should look into. Password manager like Bitwarden. Yeah, but he wants to transfer the passwords from an existing Chrome. Hang on. By the way, Ken Stout gave me this cup. These are his Zoom homies on the Ken Stout evening show, the late show with Ken Stout. Really fun interaction on those Zoom sessions. If you haven't tried those out, when you get forwarded to Ken's show that's starting in a few minutes, then you got his channel, check for his late night shows. And check in on that because that's a lot of fun. I occasionally use Edge with Firefox. Tony Wallow, driver and support assistant from Tony Wallow. Yeah, isn't that the same thing I already? Yeah, that's the same thing I already referred him to. He says he already used it. Thanks, amigo. Maybe you could sell Big Beast to Kevin for a profit. There's an idea. I do too, whatever that was in reference through. Skipping through here, that was my link to everybody. Frequency and megabits, not the same thing, but it was showing one. I know they're not the same thing, but it was showing that the cat, whatever that cat was, it must have been 5. It was showing that it was 100 megahertz and 100 megabits. Is it coincidental that they're the same number? Unless you're pushing a lot of data and you have high-speed LANs, I doubt most will need Cat 8. Yeah, I have nobody that has Cat 8. No reason to use it. And that person, he changed his home into Cat 8 in order to fix the problem that he was having. Now, it's quite possible, I think quite possible and even likely that back here with that person, where was that person at? Here. It's Ethernet cable, which can handle giganet speeds. We were having trouble with the internet speed. Where did you say did this Cat 8? Check out Ethernet cable. We are... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. In our home, we are running Cat 8 Ethernet cable, which can handle gigabit speeds. Well, that was misleading, right? But it seems somewhere, like some of your comments, I agreed you may want to. It sounded like he was having, he was having Ethernet cable troubles, and he went to Cat 8 to fix it. That seems like a way expensive step. It was likely that some connection point within his old cabling was at fault. And when he recabled the house, that fixed it. Board level, yeah, problem board level repairs can be expensive if the motherboard is fairly old, unless you have a friend who does that work. So I think that person that was asking about the HP all-in-one is probably time to replace the computer. Having the CPU socket replaced would be the same as buying a new motherboard. You could also buy a used motherboard for that same exact model if you really wanted to not replace the computer. Be careful there because your Windows license key is not going to still work. You'll have to buy a new license key if it's Windows 10, and it's not going to be Windows 11 on that old computer. And you can get a discounted, a low-cost key from Kerry Holzman's channel to get that for like, what was it, 15 bucks? Intel Driver System will not be updating SSD. Use the firmware update from company that purchased Intel SSD division. Oh, interesting. And it wasn't an SSD, it was actually an NVMe, which is a form of SSD, of course, but point out that it was an NVMe. Doug actually spaced out and read what was on the script, much like Will Ferrell in Anchorman. 3 dots, yeah. Check the link I posted. By the way, Doug, there's another thing about looking up things to change in Chrome or fix things. A lot of time the explanations don't apply to the current version. Yes, but Google search results should filter that up when they find that people are continuing searching after they go look at an obsolete result. But yes, that is a thing. A lot of hunting. I'm going to skip through these quicker. We got that piece done. My link is not the same as you suggested. Oh, okay. So I'll take a closer look at that after the show ends, Zavi. Maybe it's the new link from the new. It's still Intel. So did I post that link up here somewhere? No, I posted it on that picture. Let's see if I go back to that picture here. No, not that one. No, that was Fabs. Ugh, too many topics going in my head. There's fiber optic sharing Cat 6. So there's another article with content. All right, that's long enough. 9:42. Let's get on to the main event. I was the warm-up act for Ken Stout's DaVinci Resolve Daily Debacle. Some form of that. I think he dropped the word debacle, didn't he? So, Ken, you're up next. Get ready. Here's my email address. If you want to send a question for a topic for me to cover on Windows Daily, you can do it there. You can put a comment on any of my videos. You can put a comment into a chat room. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.